Hello, hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Angels in Politics. Remember, you are the news, and I am the creative and artistic manifestation of Angels in Politics, the white collar goon. And I'm glad to be here with you today. Have you had your dinner? What about your lunch? Because I can't say I skipped it. I had a late breakfast. In some parts of the world, they call it brunch. But that's what I had. And right now, I'm just drinking a little water. I just had my supper not too long ago. So, if you have some information on what you've eaten, or if you're fasting, that is even better. Um, it's a little loud. I'm in my backyard. Um, Tell me about it. DM me, message me, email me, um, Slack me if you're on that application. So that's where I'm at right now. So I guess to bring you up to speed with what I got going on right now, before I get into me, like just if you are listening, I know I have one subscriber. Just tell me about yourself. I'm keen on uh, being involved with your life and your process and your systems of synthesis, your system of synchronicity, your your system of sequence that is aligning you to your purpose, because life is about um, harmonious living, um, tranquility, balance, intentionality, um, meaningful work and meaningful lives, meaningful work, meaningful relationships, and balancing that with your spiritual gifts that have been bestowed upon you. Um, that plays into who you are, your personality dimensions that compile, um, that are that compile your spectrum of consciousness, your spectrum of personality, and yeah, I'm just really into that. I'm into what makes you tick. I'm into what makes you passionate. What gets the fires burning internally, intrinsically, right? So for me, a lot of you know that I've been on this, or I've been in this fellowship for tech, and now I'm in the process of like finding work. Some of you might say, Gabe, this is your work. Like, being with me is your work. Speaking to me is your work. Being an expressionist is your purpose. I would have to agree with you, but at the same time, I'm still poor, and the obstruction or the structure that it is behind me right now is not my home, and the obstructions metaphysically or metaphorically that are blocking me from achieving may be capital. And when I say achievement, you might say, speak to that more specifically. Um, Realization, self actualization, ascending, and grabbing hold of that next rung in my uh, hierarchical ladder of optimal living, or optimization. So yeah, like it's time for me to make a move, and I guess I have been more leaning towards the. Somebody might say you're not that creative, Gabe. Like you're talking like you're an artist, like you're a creative, like you're an expressionist, like you're this person, but we haven't seen it. And you might be right by that. I have a lot of ideas, but have they come to fruition? Um, Maybe, maybe not. They're still in the hamper. They're still in the holster. They're still on the back end right now, and I haven't front loaded, my arsenal, my creative, arsenal, like they're missiles or something, and I haven't launched them into, the universal consciousness, um, as of yet. But it's coming. Well, actually, I've already shot that shot, um, but now it's time to be a bit more concise, or a bit more intentional with my movements, um, in regards to my creative progressiveness, my creative outputs, and my assertiveness. So, well, yeah. So I've been more leaning to the right hand side, the right brain, the right hemisphere of the brain being more artistic, creative, literary, thinking about films, recording. Um, but we of course know that you need that balance, that synthesis, and in order to synthesize, you need to interplay with the polar opposite, or the polarity regarding the spectrum. So boom, what about the logical, the reasonable, the rational being, having the systems, the processes, the methodologies, the steps, the routine, the industriousness, the rigor, the just the structure, the infrastructure, the constructing of, you know, my narrative, and having a framework in place that I won't necessarily deviate from, because I am so free and so open, and I love the autonomy and the independence, and being a self-motivated, independent, self-reliant thinker, creator, curator. Um, so yeah. So with that being said, I know that's like a whole lot just to like provide you some context, but that's what I'm about, contextualizing um, where I am before I move forward. And I've decided, you know, I think it is right for me to do what it needs to be done to get myself in a better financial situation, so I can uh, push, promote, scale Angels in Politics, for me to further develop Angels in Politics, for me to actualize this business, crystallize this philanthropy, um, take it to the next level, enhance it, upgrade it, um, further develop it. Just further, further developing it. You know, and making it something real. For the past 10, 11 years, people have heard about the name Angels in Politics. People might have, seen some T-shirts or saw some blog, and most people on this planet, 99.99999% of the globe, knows nothing of it. But for those select few, people are probably wondering, like, okay, Gabe, you've been chatting shit for such a long time. What has come from it? Like, in 2009, they didn't know anything about the white collar goon. In 2013, they probably didn't hear festivities and etc. 2014, they didn't know what architecture and reason was really going to be about. And before architecture and reason, you had I don't even know what to call it, like the inception of the white collar goons, projective ideas, in musical slash unique novel, in a unique and novel projection or expression, with vignettes from a hero. A lot of people still to this day don't know what vignettes are, and vignettes from a hero came out in early 2014, and Preludes to Vignettes was before that. And then, Virtuoso came after that. And now here I am. It's the summer of 2020. So literally like 7 years have elapsed since festivities and etc. And there's people who want to know not only just what happened in the past, but they really want to know, like, okay, like, so what's going to come of this? What are you going to do about this? Is this going to be something that you're just throwing out names? Because, yeah, I've written things that you probably are going to hear about, well, you will hear about, and Homegirl de Liaison is still being written. And the Rose aesthetic is still being filmed, and Slytherin and Spine is still going to be released, and the Sacrificial Virgin will be turned up, and political connections is still happening. So I think it's important that I have to, and I won't use the term bite the bullet, because I think that would be like me already accepting that I'm going to not like what I'm going to step into as far as the next phase and the next chapter of my life, and it's not going to be bad. It's going to be different. It's going to be growth, and having that adaptable growth mindset, that cognitive flexibility that I used to iterate upon like quite consistently in the past with my like previous videos. That cognitive discipline in general was self-discipline, but like that flexibility to be open, and allow my vessel psychologically, mentally, emotionally, socially, spiritually to be expanded, and to be malleable, and to be just to be free, and allow myself to adopt new systems that are in place, new ways of thinking, ways of being. So that's going to go down, and I'm excited about it. My baby nephew and my father have just arrived, so here it is. Thank you so much. We'll talk soon. Namaste, namaskar.